Hi, everybody. This is Lee Thurber, and today I'm interviewing Ron Anderko. And Ron is he's a business guide. He is your Sherpa. No, maybe he's not a Sherpa. A Sherpa carries you. A guide shows you the path. Um, Ron is he's in the business of helping clients become more successful, and he's got quite an interesting story to tell. So, Ron, rather than me try to describe your story, which I know I'll mess it up, why don't you tell everybody what it is you do, and a little bit of information about how you do it.
Okay. What I do is I work with with entrepreneurial leaders, and I help them create what we call elite organizations. What we feel an elite organization are companies that obsess about five things: great people, really focusing on keeping and hiring A players, giving them an inspiring purpose, a reason to come to work beyond just the money. Giving them optimized playbooks. Just like any sports team, you need a great playbook. Doesn't matter how good you are, you need to know where everybody's going to be, and how everybody works together. A culture of performance. Score. Everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing. They're judged on it. Their scoreboards, scorecards, and then focus on the fifth one is growing profits and cash flow. Um, Cash flow is king, and a lot of people feel that cash flow is and profit is a byproduct of those other four. We feel that you should obsess about them to become elite. We do that by helping them in all those areas, creating a structure, strategy, helping them figure out what their vision is. They usually have their vision, but we help create the strategy to get there and a pulse to keep them on track to get there.
Interesting, Ron. How long have you been involved in the in this guiding process for Next Level?
For Next Level, I've been with Next Level for about a year now, and I've learned about other business operating systems in the past, and this one is in my opinion the best out there because it is a not a one size fits all like a lot of them, and we use tools from all the best systems out there. We use Jim Collins' Good to Great, Scaling Up by Vern Harnish, Traction by Gino Wickman, The Great Game of Business by Jack Stack, Patrick Lencioni, the Advantage, and all those. So what we do is we bring the right tool to the client at the time that they need it. Again, it's not a one size fits all. We help them with what they need when they need it.
Ron, describe your path, your journey to this point, and what brought you to want to be a business guide.
I started out in a factory at entry level, worked my way up. I became as far as COO and president of companies, and in the last several years, I kind of fell into the turnaround mode in a couple of companies, and during that time, I met somebody who came in and helped facilitate and implement a business operating system into our business, which really helped it, and I loved it, and I wanted to do that and get out on my own and help other people. All the struggles that I've had, I wanted to help other people not have to go through those and help them see what I saw when we started implementing these systems. And about a year ago, the gentleman that was my facilitator earlier on, about 6 or 7 years ago, we stayed in touch. He reached out to me, asked me if I would be interested, and I was considering it anyway. And then I saw this program with Next Level Growth, and it just blew me away. It's great.
Describe, if you would please, a couple of success stories, just engagements that you've had that obviously came out well, and that what were the things that you went in and fixed, or not so much you fixed them, but helped them identify and work their way through to success.
Again, one of them was a turnaround. It was a company that really had no real structure, had a lot of the wrong people in the wrong seat. It was, somebody everybody likes, been there for a long time, and they put them in a role that because there was nobody else and they'd been there a long time and they really couldn't function in that role well. And so by going through the process and teaching the functional accountability chart, not an org chart, so everybody knows what their mission is, what their most important outcome is, and what they obsess about on a daily basis. And everybody has a number, and hold them accountable to it. Took a company from losing a lot of money, negative cash flow, to being break even in about a little over a year. And it should have been closed, but it continued to move on. And we changed the leadership team and excuse me, and started growing that team and growing the company. But that's generally a lot of times that is an issue. Is not necessarily the wrong people. It's sometimes we see that it's the way the leadership team communicates with.
So, as a small business owner, a guy that's even though you work with a company, I presume you're pretty much on your own, right? I mean, it's
Yes.
You're like most of the small business world out there. It's up to you to go hunt and kill your food, right? So,
Yes,
how's that process working out for you a year in, and what are your big challenges and goals? Add in where you would like to be in the next 2, 3, 5 years. What's
okay.
what's in the future?
Okay, in the future, because of the way that we work with our clients, I'd like to be comfortably at around 20 clients, and that would give me the time to give to them and be effective with them and really focus on them. You start getting too many more than that, and you start getting some burnout. My challenges, again, I think you and I have discussed it before, is I'm new to the DFW area, so I don't have as many contacts here. And in the last several years of my career, I was so focused on turnaround of businesses that I wasn't out meeting too many people. It was within the four walls of those businesses. So I don't have the contacts that I would have liked to have had, excuse me, to get this going. But I'm continually striving to make those connections and networking, and that's how you and I actually met.
Right. Networking is critical. And, if you've been hunkered down, turning companies around and not out there networking, it's a natural thing to not have much of a network yet, especially in a new city. Well, Ron, that's one of the reasons I wanted to interview you, because when you and I met, there was just a sort of a genuineness and an affability about you that I thought was just real nice. And I thought that, it'd be nice to introduce you to any audience that I could. So therefore, we're talking. But so what is an ideal client for you?
It could be, we're industry agnostic. Excuse me. Um, we, uh, we work with nonprofits. We work with restaurant chains and construction companies and manufacturing. So it expands law firms. So any business would work. The number one thing is, generally they're about $4 to $5 million and above in revenue. You can smaller ones that can help as well, but generally that's where they usually fit. And it's a company that truly, especially the leader, that truly wants to create an elite organization, because it takes a lot of effort and commitment and dedication to become elite, as we described earlier. If they're not willing to be elite and do the work, there's nothing that can be done. I can get people to a certain point, but you can't go much further than that. So that's what I'm looking for: somebody who really wants to grow and improve.
And I know it's probably almost goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. You'd be delighted to have a conversation, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever. I mean, with anybody that you think or that would like to just meet you and find out whether or not you could help them, right?
Absolutely, yes. And the way I generally operate is, if you and I were to meet, and or you heard, somebody referred you to me, we would have a call just to kind of get to know each other. I can see where your head is at, where your company is at, what you're struggling with, and if there's a potential. And if that is something you want to do, then we would move forward, and I would request to spend about 90 minutes with your team, your leadership team, so we can audition for each other, so you can see if next level growth is the right fit for you and your corporation. If I'm the right guy to help get you up to your summit. And then third is whether or not I feel that I would be a good fit for you or you'd be a good fit for me. If you're not going to, if I don't feel like you're truly going to be there, it's a waste of both of our time. So,
well, there you go, folks. Ron Anderko. If you want to climb a mountain, if you want to reach the summit, he's your guy. He's a nice guy. You'll like working with him. And certainly it doesn't cost anything to have a conversation and find out whether or not it's a good fit. So be sure and hang out if you're watching this video for just another moment, because right after we're done, there's going to be all of his contact information. Just reach out and give him a call. Ron, thanks for your time today. I'll look forward to watching you as you build your practice to its full potential.
Thank you so much, Lee. I really appreciate you.
You bet. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.